Hey everybody, what's going on? KSA Kris here, the Real Estate Blitz, and I want to do a really quick one on basically my number one question. My number one question that I ask potential clients when I go to a listing appointment. And this one, it's funny. I've taken a few different people in our business out to. Sorry, somebody's asking me if I found a land opportunity. I need to do something on Facebook. I kill it on Facebook, just so you all know. Anyways. I take a lot of people out on listing appointments with me, and I think they all it's like shock when I ask a very simple question. Now, there's a ton of stuff that's out there, like, what do you plan to do with the money when you sell the house? Those are all good questions. There's a lot of stuff, but I think the number one question, usually the very first question I put out there, and I take in a notepad. Well, I mean, it's usually in a nice little fold-out binder. But I write down questions, and then after the actual interview for us interviewing to get the job to sell their house, I actually create a follow-up, and I go through all those things. And the number one question I always ask people is this: what's important to you, and what are you looking for? Excuse me, and of course I burp right when I'm about to say it. What are you looking for in a real estate agent? What's important to you? What's the number one thing? And long story short, what ends up happening is people kind of move in their seat a little bit, because I'm not asking them what they think their house is worth. I'm not asking them anything about their house. I'm just asking them because this is how I preface it. What's important? You're going to be interviewing other people. What's important to you when it comes to picking a real estate agent to sell your home? And the reason I ask is because, I don't want to waste your time if we're not going to be the right fit for you. And I would rather find out right now, before we even move forward, if I can actually do and accomplish what you want with a real estate agent. Usually after I follow up with, so I start with the question, and then the reason I ask is because, and then I explain why I asked that question. Because when I first ask it, they kind of look really like they start squirming. And the reason I ask is because I don't want to waste your time if we aren't the right team for you. And here's the thing: I could recommend you to other people, but I just don't want to waste your time or waste our time when we may not be able to accomplish what you're looking for. And that's when they'll start saying stuff. And usually what I found is that they become way more revealing with what they want. So the appointment that I went on, the listing appointment I went on yesterday, was they just said very blunt stuff. They're like, look, we just don't want to get screwed. We've never sold a home. We bought this house, but we've never sold a home, and we don't know what we should be doing. So we don't want to get screwed. So what I hear is, you want to make sure you trust somebody. Okay, what else? Well, we don't know what the traditional commission is or what commission is. And, we've been looking at the stuff online like Purple Brick and Redfin, and we don't know what that means. Fantastic. What else? So what I'm doing, I'm basically asking them questions and running them down a path to give me all of their objections. From there, my job is to literally, I go right down the list and I annihilate all of their objections. And in the process, that's actually helping me run through my listing appointment, because again, I told you, that's like the first thing I do after we look at the house and we sit down and say, look, I'm so excited. Thank you so much for having us here to interview for the job to get your house sold. I sent you the pre-listing package, all the information that was in there, because I like to send that prior to ensure that you are familiar with what we do and how we sell homes before we show up, so we can focus on, when we talk, what we're going to do to get your house sold. Not so I don't want to spend all my time pitching how great I am. I want to pitch what we're going to do to get your house sold. But before I get into that, and before we start talking numbers and stuff, I got to ask you a really quick question. What are you looking for in a real estate agent? Like, what's important to you when it comes to picking the agent that you want to work with? The reason why I ask is because I don't want to waste your time, and we may not be the right fit for you. And if we're not, and I can't either meet or exceed your expectations of a real estate agent that you want to hire, I'd love to give you a recommendation on who you maybe should call. And here's the thing: that statement, that question in itself has actually saved me time. Because what it does as well is sometimes it tells me if somebody's unrealistic. Sometimes I walked into an appointment 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I remember my wife kind of telling me, I didn't know, where was it? I can't remember where the hell it was, but they were like $150,000 off from what it was worth in a turnkey condition and it wasn't turnkey. They were hoping to renovate it to make it worth more than what they thought. So when I started asking that question, well, we think it's worth $800 bazillion. Wow, really? Why do you think it's worth $800 bazillion in a market where homes in this area are worth only $300,000 if they're 100% turnkey? Just because. Okay, fantastic. Awesome. So how committed are you to that price? Oh, because you just think it is? Well, great. The reason why I ask is because, this is what we do as a profession. I'm a professional, and we sell a whole lot of homes in the area. And we sat down, looked at the numbers, and I think we're a little bit off. In fact, we're a lot a bit off. We're off by about 150,000. Oh, that's crazy. That's disgusting. That's awesome. And, I appreciate you letting me know what's important to you when interviewing and picking an agent, because honestly, I just don't think we would be the right team for you, because we can't sell your house at that price. We just can't. It's not what we do. But man, thank you so much for having us. So you kind of see how that one question opens things up. So anyways, I don't know if you'll use it. It's worked really well for me. It's like my very first question after we walk through the house and we finally sit down to start talking business. It's the first thing that I ask. It served me well. I don't know if it'll serve you, but if it does, great. Leave a comment. If it doesn't, sorry. Maybe you need to role play it. I don't know. But anyways, just want to do a quick video for you all. Hope you're doing well, and appreciate all the comments, getting a ton of comments. As always, like, share, comment. I love the comments. It really motivates me because this is a hobby of mine. I'll talk about that later. But I'm going to do one more follow-up video to this before I end the day. But yeah, it's cool. I like the comments and I love the subscribe. So keep hitting the subscribe button, everybody. I appreciate it. All right, talk to you later.